They're liable to be done in.
I ain't so, Billy. If only you knew the half of it. There's no end to there, honey.
But even you don't know Miss Hatch. Meaning no disrespect.
I know you don't, Billy. Still, I do know they've got more than one range in this town.
Who? Not just Evans, though.
Oh no. You soon spot them from behind this counter. You get a fair indication from the way they pay their bill. That shows they respect our way of life, or they're out to make trouble when we people get it. Some of them don't even know themselves. Their bones are taken out of damage, bit by bit, and replaced by artificial material brought in in airships. Of course, that's a slow method. It can take years.
You don't say that, Miss Hatch. That worries me. I hope there ain't no parts of me I want to call with it.
They won't try it on you, Billy. You've led a clean life and never seen a reward. They tried to bribe me, you know.
Go on.
Yeah, leave notes. Found one in the jam, took the lid off, and there it was, right on a steamy window. That's another one of their tricks. By the time you brought us in to see it, it's gone.
How much did they offer you?
I didn't read the exact sum. I was too disgusted. Mrs. Raffy, I was hoping you'd call good day, Mrs. Thomas.
Mrs. Hatch, will you explain why you're holding a meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning on a working day? Has the whole town gone on strike?
Now, Mrs. Raffy, your curtains have come. Holliker was just running up to the house with a message. Not many people can afford to hang this quality at the window. I congratulate you on an excellent choice. Very like the sample, I think you'll agree, identical.
Mrs. Hatch, I've been speaking to Mr. Carson.
Yes, and I hope the young gentleman's well as circumstances allow.
Mr. Carson tells me that on the night of the drowning, he met you on the beach and that he called on you for help, and that you refused in a language not merely abusive but callous.
Ah, well,
Send it back.
what?
Mrs. Hatch, you cannot expect me to support a businesswoman who ignores her duties
Oh,
as
you
a
must
for
take
which she is paid attention
And you
and you allow it.
What could I do? Christian or not, calm the waters, Mrs. Raffy.
Hatch, it's all of a piece. I didn't expect you to be like this. Mr. Carson tells me you'd raved and swore at
He's
me.
a liar.
A liar?
He's a scoundrel.
Send it back.
Not a liar. No. But he was half down. How could you expect it? He was hallucinating shots. I shouted instructions to him. I tried to help.
You let an innocent man drown.
I've sent so many things back for you, Mrs. Raffy. The manufacturers won't deal with me anymore.
No lie.
I'm on the blacklist. I had to pay for all of this before they sent it. I made such a fuss about delivering all my capital. It's gone into it.
You should have thought about that before. I shan't have the curtains in the house. I'd be afraid to have them drawn. They'd remind me of the tragedy.
I tried to help. I have never seen such a sum. You didn't see. You were safely tucked in bed. My whole life was at stake. I'm on the edge of a terrible disaster.
It goes back.
I see. You're acting on his instructions already then. He's so victim. You have been corrupted. I must speak out, Mrs. Raffy. Mr. Carson is a spy. He murdered Mr. Bentham. He's here on a mission. Mr. Raffy, corrupted.
Oh, what else did she say? A spy, murder?
Oh dear.
No, I must go home immediately, of course. I shall not take your allegations seriously. You were always over-imaginative for a drink. It would be better if you were to close your shop and leave.
Yes. Yes. I am more in a creative line. You will take the material, Mrs. Raffy. This whole shop is totally little that I have put. Not much. There's no big buyers here. I couldn't set up in the large towns. No capital. But
But I've worked hard, much of it against the grain. Do you want me to crawl? Mrs. Ratcliffe, feel the stuff. But oh, the pity of it is that UNMC, this whole community, is threatened by that swine. Yes, swine, that's his Richard. Only I spotted him. Well, I called the Coast Guards. We don't let anyone land here now. They'll drown. I'll get them under with my boot.
Took an order. There's a copy in the order book. So she'll take delivery and pay.
She can collect. I'm damned if I ever deliver to the door.
Pieces of 3 yards. These are the moments that test and prove. That's who and I was like 3 yards. I suppose it only means less.
Yes, that's my public pulpit. God, what can I do? They'll never believe me. The fools. They're so careful.
3 yards. Don't let your hand shake.
No, stop. No trembling. No complaints.
I'll take my
Shears. Snip him. I'll improve his outline. Send me to the workhouse. Begging enough to see me work for picking, rice, cleaning, train. No! 3 yards. 1, 2, 3. Miss Hatch, what are you doing? Roll them up, Billy. Nice and neat. Can't drop. Hide as good as the bottom of a cart like a sack of sprout. I ain't touching nothing. Folks have got their temper up. Who's going to be yourself now?
Mrs. Hatch, I'll report this morning's outrage to the town doctor and constable. I shall certainly see that no one under my influence uses any of your shops again.
Come in, Miss Bradley. Your order is being attended to.
Please don't go in. Hatch, pull yourself together.
The cutting's nearly done. You see, I could have taught myself. You
Have to know the plot. Look at that edge. I could have 10 assistants. Open departments, haberdasheries, riding habits, liveries, a sporting counter. I could attract the towns to me. But no one stays long enough to learn the trade. It takes a lifetime, Mrs. Raffle. 3 yards. Always move. Why? Don't they take to me? Am I so hard to... They must be off. What do they see? What are they looking for? What do they ever find? The trade is a respectable vocation. I walked my life away on this floor. Up, down, 3 yards. Why isn't the floor worn through 30 years? I'm worn through.
Mrs. Hatch, you're pulling it to pieces. No one can take this material now. All of it so cut.
I ain't touching her. These shears are a part of my hand. Watch how the cloth leads them. That's the gesture of my soul, Mrs. Rafford. There's a whole way of life in that.
Mrs. Hatch, listen to your friends. You make it hard for me to help you.
there, Mrs. Bradley. Some names to be getting on with. Will you take them with you now?
No, please don't go with her.
But you see, it's cut according to the customs when it's in pieces.
No, apologies.
You may now pay the bill and tidy it away, of course. Don't let these things hang over you.
However,
Antagonise this is you usually try to take it out. Allow me. I do it all in a nice, clean way. Go away. Mrs. Rabbit can't be soiled with money.
nonsense. Mrs. Hatch out in the street. Mrs. Hatch has made me a prisoner.
All that money on your men, you won't pay your debts.
Mrs. Hatch, remember who we are.
It's the cars that keeps your money now. You're all liars, swindlers from backwards.
Hatch, you're a fool. See to Mrs. Hatch. She's very poorly. I only have a slight cut.
Well, how did that happen? She tries to grab my shears. She interfered with work on the premises. That's enough of that, Hatch. There's the worst. See the darkness underneath.
I don't know what you've been up to amongst yourselves. Have you no respect for public opinion?
Yes, ma'am.
Where your husbands and children hold their heads